Shavua Tov. Good afternoon, everybody. I've missed you. In case you are new to the channel, I am Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, brought to you every Monday to Thursday by these guys, Lay of the Land. And we take a look at those top stories making headlines here in Israel. It is day 192 of Israel's war with Hamas. And today's a broadcast with a difference. We're going to look at, in a special edition, the Iranian attack on Israel, which occurred on Saturday night. Now, I'm very limited for time. YouTube gave me a bit of a smack earlier on for being too long. So this is a more concise video. So let's get to it. On Saturday evening, after the Sabbath had ended, Israelis were given a directive by the IDF's Home Front Command that the country will be going on an emergency footage on alert and that there will be several restrictions put in place. Schools were closed, there were restrictions on gatherings, and this was in anticipation of an Iranian retaliatory strike on Israel. Now, we didn't know how the strike was going to play out. In the last couple of days, there were a lot of debates. Would this be on Israeli sovereign territory? Would it be on an embassy or an installation around the world? We didn't know. However, with intelligence and with news that Iranian drones were headed towards Israeli sovereign territory, the decision was made to go on restrictions. So from a personal perspective, I prepared my safe room and awaited, along with all the rest of Israel's citizens, the inevitable. So what led to this attack? Now, the Iranians have said that this is in retaliation for an Israeli airstrike in Damascus, Syria on the 1st of April that eliminated Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps commander Mohammad Reza Zahed. Now, Israel has not commented on the airstrike. We have not said whether it was or wasn't us, but however, we will say that Zahed was responsible for the planning and execution of many terror attacks against Israelis, including October the 7th. So on Saturday night, Israelis hunkered down and awaited what was an unprecedented attack by Iran from their soil into our sovereign territory. The scale of this attack was absolutely massive and comprised of 300 projectiles, including 170 drones, 120 ballistic missiles, and at least 30 cruise missiles that were fired on Israel from positions in the south and from Iranian territory, along with Hezbollah firing on positions in northern Israel. Sirens were heard in places like the north and in the south, in Jerusalem, where I am in Modi'in. We didn't have sirens, but what I could hear was the fighter jets up ahead in what can only be described as an extraordinary feat of flying and maneuvering by our pilots, accompanied by our coalition partners. So let's break down the attack. It came in various waves, at least 5 waves, and is believed to have lasted just under 20 minutes. What I found quite extraordinary is footage coming in from Jerusalem that shows this barrage coming in towards the Al-Aqsa Mosque and being defended by Israeli Iron Dome batteries. And as we know, the Al-Aqsa is one of the holiest sites in Islam. What we saw in response was also unprecedented. And this is an exceptional achievement for the Israeli Air Force. And I know for many of my Christian friends out there and for us as Jews, we have been saying thank you to the Almighty for the miracle that He delivered us on Saturday night. Israel's air defense array, which included the Iron Dome systems, the Arrow 2 and 3 systems, the David Sling, and of course our exceptional pilots in F-35s, F-16s and others, performing tremendous feats in eliminating these incoming missiles. Israel did not do it alone. We have to give an enormous thank you to our regional and international partners. The United States with CENTCOM helping to shoot down those incoming drones and missiles. The French with their exceptional radar systems also helping to track and take down incoming projectiles. British Royal Air Force fighters in Typhoon jets helping to strike, and a big thank you to King Abdullah of Jordan, who opened his airspace so that the Israel Defense Force could get to the work of defending the country. King Abdullah, of course, has been very, very vocally critical of Israel over the last 6 months and said that he did this in order to protect his civilians, but he deployed F-16s also to shoot incoming projectiles. And as we have heard from Saudi royal officials, that they opened their airspace and eliminated any kind of incoming missiles as well. So what we have seen here is our global coalition, our partnership in action against a real threat, not just to Israel, but to the region and to the world as the Iranians move towards becoming nuclear. There was one serious injury while the projectiles, at least 99% of them were destroyed by the coalition and air defense array. A few got through. Shrapnel severely injured a 7-year-old Bedouin girl. She is in very serious condition. She was struck in the head, and we are very, very concerned about her well-being. But this was a massive failure for the Iranians, who are claiming a huge victory. Make no mistake, this was a massive assault on Israeli sovereignty, but also on the Israeli civilian population. While the Iranians have said that they were targeting bases in the Khemon and Nevatim air base, that amount of incoming missiles and drones very much had civilians in their sight. And we know, because the Iranians have said that this strike was ordered by the Ayatollah al-Khamenei himself, breaking with their strategy of many years, which is to attack Israel and Israeli positions using their proxies, the Houthis, that are causing massive problems for us all in the Red Sea with shipping channels. Hezbollah in the north, which we've been speaking about on this channel, and Hamas in the south. This was the first time in history that Iran has attacked Israel directly. They have come out from the shadows and attacked Israel directly. Now let's talk response. Israel's air defense era and ability to defend ourselves has been lauded by President Biden, by Prime Minister Sunak, by the German Prime Minister, and many others. And Iran's attack has been globally condemned by a host of countries around the world, except, of course, countries like South Africa, who have called for immediate restraint and have said that the focus should be on Gaza. Let's not forget, the Iranians were behind the horrific attacks of the 7th of October, both financially and in training Hamas terrorists to carry out the atrocities that they did. Where do we stand now? The West have called for cool heads, for restraint. President Biden has said that they will intervene if Israel is attacked, but will not support a counter-strike. However, Israel is in the Middle East. We play by a different set of rules. And the only language that is understood in the Middle East is the language of strength and power. And make no mistake, Israel will respond to this attack. How it will happen, when, where, and what it will look like, that is to be discussed. There are many differing opinions in our war cabinet who are split among when to attack and how to attack. We have many different instruments at our disposal and will not hesitate to retaliate for this. Of course, the world is rightly concerned. Are we sitting on the precipice of World War III? Israel requested a convening of the UN Security Council yesterday. The Security Council met and the Iranian attack was roundly condemned except for a few countries like China and Russia. Russia lambasted Israel, which I find quite rich given Russia's use of Iranian drones to attack Ukrainians. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that he stands with Israel, that Ukrainians understand too well how it feels to have Iranian drones coming through the airspace to attack civilians. We have heard through channels that the UAE, that's the United Arab Emirates, and the Saudis cooperated with Israel by sharing intelligence of the impending attack. This is a new Middle East. This is a Middle East where we will not be bullied by Iran. President Herzog taking to CNN and Sky News yesterday saying that we are a peace-seeking nation, but this was a declaration of war. So right now, the response from Israel is one that will be debated in the coming weeks and months. And this is where I have to leave you now with the update on the Iranian attack. And you can be sure that you can find your updates right here on the Israel Brief, fresh from the presses and from Israel to you guys around the world. You guys know I love speaking to you every single day. I miss you over the weekends. But if you miss us, don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook page is at Lottel Site. Join our growing community there. We are on YouTube at the Israel Brief. Like, share, subscribe by clicking on the red subscribe button below. And we are on X at Lay of the Land 5. Guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I've kept this short. YouTube is not going to smack me, and I will see you again tomorrow. God bless.